home costs in Wisconsin often exceeding $120,000 annually. People in need of long-term care are seeking options for affordable care.
Medicaid is one option to help individuals, but the application and qualification process can be somewhat cumbersome. So Attorney Justin Randall from Hooper Law Office is joining us today to share some tips in applying for Medicaid. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Well, what is the first step viewers should take if they need to apply?
So first thing they should look into is contacting an elder law attorney to help them with that application process. After they've reached out to an elder law attorney, it would be really important and helpful for that attorney for them to compile a lot of statements for their financial assets. Just even a list of it can help, because you have to inform Medicaid of all of these things when you're applying.
I know a common question is whether people need to sell their home in order to qualify for Medicaid.
Yeah, and so it really, you don't have to actually sell your home to qualify for Medicaid. Whether you're single or married, they will allow you to keep the home, but if you're single, they can place a lien on it over time as they provide care. But a married couple, if one of the spouses is living at home still, they do not have to sell the home and can continue to live in it.
Let's talk about keeping in mind for long-term care, because Medicaid is one component of that, but the long-term care piece is sort of the second half of the puzzle.
Yeah, so Medicaid is one way to help pay for long-term care, in a nursing home or assisted living. But we also encourage people to look into long-term care insurance as an option to pay for care. And if they're looking to help supplement that care after they're started to receive Medicaid, they can talk to an elder law attorney to help them find ways to do that as well.
Outside of the seminars that you have coming up, how can Hooper Law Office help us and walk us through that process of applying for Medicaid?
Yeah, so when somebody's looking to apply for Medicaid with our office, we sit down with the family initially and talk through, what's the health situation for the spouse or spouses that are going into care? What is the financial situation? And then we can give them a pretty good picture of here's what that's going to look like for you, and also here's what you might be able to protect for yourself and keep for your family going forward.
So if you anticipate needing Medicare down the road, or is there something you should do right now to prepare for that?
Yeah, first and foremost, if you anticipate ever needing any type of long-term care, it's really important while you still can to get good powers of attorney in place. Because if you don't have a well-drafted, robust financial power of attorney in particular, there might be limited options for you and your family if you lose capacity when that time comes to apply.
Okay. And important to remember, it's not one size fits all. What worked for family A is completely different than family B.
Absolutely, and there's a lot of bad advice online that you'll see of, necessarily put the home in the kid's name. That's always the best bet. And that may work for some people, but there can be a lot of pitfalls with that too. And so it's really important to make sure people are getting good advice before they do any of that planning.